Hello, so here am I, your mentor and host CA Anu Agarwal. I am teaching you economics of HSC board, and if you are hearing my lectures and trying to understand, trust me, you are really going to do very well in your HSC board examinations. Till now we have done 1 to 8 chapters of your textbook, and I had already taken up a session wherein I've told you that if you do only chapters number 1 to 5, then also you'll be able to manage around 55 to 52 marks as far as HSC board examination is concerned out of 80. But yes, if you're looking out for that 100%, 80 out of 80 और कोई भी chance ना हो कि मुझे नहीं आता हो तो भी मैं attempt कर पाऊँ, तो yes, then you have to pay attention to your 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 chapter. So we are on chapter number 9, which is money market and capital market. Before I start teaching this particular chapter, let us understand it in a very simple manner. Capital market long-term needs के लिए है और money market short-term needs के लिए है. Money market is looking out for instruments to be issued so that जो आपका short-term requirement, let's say 15 दिन, 20 दिन, 1 साल के अंदर की जो requirement of money है वो पूरी हो जाए, ठीक है? और capital market is looking for your long-term needs. Now, on this note, let us understand what this chapter has in store for you. It says finance. Now, let us first understand the word finance. Finance word का मतलब does not only mean earning money. It means वो जो पैसा कमाया है उसको कहाँ आप इन्वेस्ट कर रहे हो. So mobilization and allocation of funds is finance. And guys, finance is the backbone of any country. It helps you to bring about the development of the economy. Finance can be a personal finance. When I'm talking about myself, I'm talking about an individual. It is known as personal finance. But when I'm talking from the corporate point of view, it is corporate finance. And when I'm talking about the economy as a whole, that's public finance. So on those lines, they say that finance is personal finance, corporate finance and public finance. याद हो गया अगर आपसे बोला जाए finance -- personal, corporate and public finance. It is a financial system of the country is responsible for the mobilization and allocation of funds. Financial system in India comprises of financial institution, financial markets and financial services. मतलब हमारा जो financial system है उसके अंदर 3 चीजों के बारे में हमको समझना चाहिए. पहले तो क्या क्या instruments है, financial instruments, the market जहाँ पे इन instruments की trading होती होगी, and the services which we need to do in order to make use of the financial market. So, financial services, financial instruments and the financial services. Then यहाँ एक बहुत important line लिखी है that it helps in creation of wealth, which is vital for the economic development. So, let us understand the difference between profit and wealth. Profit short term होता है and wealth long term होती है. इसको मैं अगर simple शब्दों में समझाना चाहूँ तो it is like if you are trying to study these topics only with the intention to get good marks, mug it up, learn it and just write the exams without understanding it, then आपके marks तो अच्छे आ जाएंगे, but when it will come down to apply what you have learned, you will again have to join some course or maybe pay to some classes in order to understand कि यार इसका मतलब क्या था. तो आपने जो पढ़ाई करी थी वो short term करी थी, right? Intention was only to get marks. इसको हम बोलते हैं profit concept, right? When you're thinking short term. But अगर तुम अच्छे से पढ़ाई करते हो, मतलब समझने की कोशिश करते हो, you are trying that it's not only for good marks, but it is for me. Because 11th, 12th में जो आपने subjects choose किए हैं, that is also determining the career path which you're going to take up, right? So when you're studying with that intention, you're studying with the intention that how do I make use of whatever I've studied? That's long term and that's wealth. So finance is technically financial system is vital to any economy because it is trying to create the wealth of the country, right? So financial system याद हो गया? It helps to create wealth for the economy. Financial system consists of financial services, financial instruments, financial market. And now let us understand what financial markets are. पहले तो let us understand what's a market. Market तो कोई भी ऐसी जगह है जहां पर buying and selling of goods and services होती है. सेलर होगा, बायर होगा. लेकिन फाइनेंशियल मार्केट है तो इसका मतलब यहाँ बाइंग एंड सेलिंग ऑफ कैसे गुड्स होंगे? यहाँ पे बाइंग एंड सेलिंग ऑफ फाइनेंशियल इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स होंगे. फाइनेंशियल इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स बहुत तरीकों के होते हैं, शेयर्स हैं, बॉन्ड्स हैं, सिक्योरिटीज हैं. सो दैट्स व्हाट दे आर सेइंग. फाइनेंशियल मार्केट इज द सेल एंड परचेज ऑफ financial assets like bonds and stocks and derivatives and foreign currency. How does this sale and purchase happen? It happens with the help of banks and non-financial banking institutions and discount houses. तो अगर मुझे एक शॉर्ट नोट लिखने के लिए आए, what is a financial market? तो अगर आप ये समझें कि मार्केट क्या होता है, फिर फाइनेंशियल मार्केट है तो उसमें किस चीज की सेल होगी और ये सेल होती कैसे, इतना समझ लेंगे तो आप लिख लोगे. तो financial market is a market which is dealing with the sale and purchase of financial instruments like stocks, bonds, instruments, foreign currency, etc. It is facilitated with the help of banks and non-banking financial institutions, brokers, discount houses. And financial market is of two types, money market and capital market. पूरे 2 नंबर मिलेंगे. I hope याद हो गया. फिर जैसे मैंने आपसे बोला था कि फाइनेंशियल मार्केट को 2 टाइप से हमने जो पढ़ा है, तो उसमें मैंने बोला था मनी मार्केट इज फॉर शॉर्ट टर्म. शॉर्ट टर्म मीन्स वेदर इट इज एन इंडिविजुअल और गवर्नमेंट की जो शॉर्ट टर्म नीड्स हैं. शॉर्ट टर्म नीड्स मीन्स अभी मुझे पैसा चाहिए. लिक्विड नीड्स. एक क्वेश्चन भी आया था आपके HSC बोर्ड में, डज मनी मार्केट इकोनोमाइजेस कैश? यस, इट डज इकोनोमाइजेस कैश. हाउ? बिकॉज शॉर्ट टर्म नीड्स जो गवर्नमेंट की हैं या इंडिविजुअल की हैं, उसके लिए हम बॉन्ड्स इशू करते हैं या सिक्योरिटी इशू करते हैं. शॉर्ट टर्म सिक्योरिटीज होती है, पब्लिक उसके अंदर पैसा लगाता है. हम उसको क्या देते हैं? गवर्नमेंट उसको क्या देता है? गवर्नमेंट उसको एक इंटरेस्ट देता है और एक शॉर्ट पीरियड के बाद उसका ओरिजिनल पैसा वापस कर देता है. तो द शॉर्ट टर्म नीड्स इज फुलफिल्ड and it is economizing your cash because yes, it is helping you to earn good money for a short term period. Yes. So money market is buying or lending or borrowing money for short term needs. So what are the short term instruments? These are government securities, promissory notes, trade bills. ये instruments are highly liquid and their maturity is of a period of 1 year or less than 1 year. So short term means 1 year or less than 1 year. Some financial instruments इन्होंने यहाँ पे बताए हैं. Bonds refer to the debt instrument जो कि या तो कंपनी इशू करती है या गवर्नमेंट इशू करती है for the purpose of borrowing money for long term purposes. So bonds are for long term purposes. So please understand, when you're talking about money market, it is near money. It is for short term instruments. Short term instruments are like trade bill, government securities, promissory notes, right? हर किसी को क्लास में पढ़ाया जाता है कि देखो अपना नोट निकालो, उसमें लिखा होता है प्रॉमिस टू पे द बेरर. अगर 10 रुपए का नोट है, ₹10 के वर्थ का सामान, दैट्स अ प्रॉमिसरी नोट. ये सब शॉर्ट टर्म है. ये हाईली लिक्विड है बिकॉज इमीडिएटली यू कैन कन्वर्ट इट इनटू कैश. एंड यस, इजीली मार्केटेबल है बिकॉज इसका पीरियड इज वेरी शॉर्ट. इसका मेच्योरिटी इज 1 year और लेस देन 1 year. यहाँ ये जो हम इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स की बात कर रहे हैं, ये शॉर्ट टर्म इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स नहीं. एज यू कैन सी, बॉन्ड इज फॉर मीन्स ऑफ बोरोइंग मनी फॉर अ लॉन्गर पीरियड ऑफ टाइम. ओके, नाउ equity shares, again these are for longer period of time. These are issued by the company so that you can invest in a company. Derivative, as you can see, they are financial instruments which derive its value. They are underlying instruments which derive their value from the bonds or the stock. जो underlying asset है उससे वो अपनी value derive करता है. बहुत सारे बच्चों को इसका मतलब नहीं समझता, तो मैं बहुत simple note में आपको बताने की कोशिश करती हूँ. Let's say you want to buy a fan, a table, or whatever. You want to buy something from a person who deals in US dollars, right? उसने आपसे बोला, let's say you're buying a furniture, so he says I want to the price of that furniture is $100. Now for him the price is $100 and you're supposed to pay him $100. बट आप कहाँ रहते हो? आप इंडिया में रहते हो, राइट? एंड जिस दिन आपकी डील हुई उस दिन डॉलर का और रुपीस का जो रेट था आपस का वो 70 रुपए was 70 rupees was good for $1. And when you're going to pay him, maybe the price of the dollar may increase to, you need to pay 80 rupees to buy $1. Now what is happening? The original transaction, which is of buying and selling of furniture of $100, is a simple transaction. But the underlying fact below this is that the dollar and rupee can change. From 70 rupees, it can become 80 rupees. Then what you would like to do? You would like to get into a forward market or a future market, or you like to buy an option wherein you will have the right, या आपको आप इस तरीके से बोल सकते हैं कि आप एक डेरिवेटिव इंस्ट्रूमेंट खरीदोगे जिसकी अपने आप में वैल्यू नहीं है, बट इट इज डिराइविंग इट्स वैल्यू फ्रॉम द ओरिजिनल ट्रांजैक्शन विच इज दैट डॉलर एंड रुपी के बीच का जो ट्रांजैक्शन वैल्यू, उससे वो अपना वैल्यू डिराइव कर रहा है. And by entering into these derivative instruments, you are trying to restrict your cash flows and future losses. ये बहुत ज़्यादा हो गया आपके लिए. ये I just thought of telling you, CA हूँ तो I just thought of telling you in some simpler manner. I hope you have understood. For your HSC board, simple सी बात है, derivative instrument is an instrument which derives its value or price from its underlying assets like bonds or stock. तो हमारे केस में जो मैंने आपको एग्जांपल दिया उसमें underlying transaction was of that dollar and rupee. So if I enter into a forward market, that is forward market means मैं किसी authorized dealer के पास जाती हूँ और उसको बोलती हूँ कि भाई मुझे 30 दिन बाद डॉलर चाहिए और डॉलर का प्राइस मुझे लग रहा है कि it can become 80 rupees after a month. बट हो सकता है कि उस ऑथराइज डीलर को नहीं लग रहा होगा कि वो 80 होगा, बट समवेयर उसको लग रहा है कि नहीं इतना नहीं जाएगा, बट समवेयर वी रीच अप टू सम काइंड ऑफ नेगोशिएशन एंड मी लाइक ओके after 30 days whatever may be the dollar rate, but I'll give you at 75. Now what you have done, you have freezed. Tomorrow if the price of the dollar is actually 80, but you'll still get it at 75 because आपका और उनका फॉरवर्ड मार्केट में एक डील हो चुका है कि at 75 rupees you'll be getting those dollars. Are you understanding? इसको बोलते हैं डेरिवेटिव. तो टेक्निकली डेरिवेटिव की जो वैल्यू है इट इज कमिंग अप फ्रॉम वेयर? इट इज कमिंग अप फ्रॉम दैट अंडरलाइंग ट्रांजैक्शन विच यू हैव टेकन अप. आई होप यू हैव अंडरस्टूड. समझने के बाद आई थिंक याद कर पाना इजी रहेगा. 2 मार्कर की डेफिनेशन आ गई. तो डेरिवेटिव इज एन इंस्ट्रूमेंट विच डिराइव्स इट्स वैल्यू फ्रॉम इट्स अंडरलाइंग एसेट्स. Government security means these are securities or instruments which the government issues and it promises to repay you after a particular time or its maturity. ट्रेड बिल्स आर बिल्स, ये आप सबने बिल ऑफ एक्सचेंज अपने ग्रेड 11 12th में पढ़े हैं. आई थिंक ऑल ऑफ यू हैड दैट इन योर सिलेबस वेर इन ऑर्डर टू फैसिलिटेट ट्रेड. मेरे पास अभी पैसा नहीं है बट आई प्रॉमिस टू पे यू आफ्टर 1 month or 2 months. That's a trade bill. That's a bill of exchange which is drawn and accepted by a trader in payment of goods. And promissory note, so I think each one of us knows. So money market is the market which takes care of the short-term needs. The instruments are highly liquid. The period of maturity is less than 1 year. The nature of instruments पूछा जाए तो trade bill, promissory note, etc. I hope money market अभी तक याद हो चुका होगा. मैंने out of the box आपको कुछ बातें भी समझा दी, right? जो शायद आपको काम आ जाए with respect की डायरेक्टली याद नहीं हो रहा है तो आप समझ गए तो शायद आंसर लिख पाओगे. नाउ कमिंग अप, हमारे यहाँ का मनी मार्केट है क्या? हाउ इज द मनी मार्केट स्ट्रक्चर्ड? सो मनी मार्केट, देयर इज अ रेगुलेटेड मनी मार्केट एंड देयर इज अ unregulated money market. The regulated money market consists of our central bank, that is Reserve Bank of India, the commercial banks, the cooperative banks, the discount and finance house, the development financial institution. That's an organized market, right? So money market is basically consisting of, as you can see, organized sector consists of RBI, commercial banks, cooperative bank, development financial institution and discount finance house of India. आप सिर्फ इतना ही लिख कर आते हो तो भी आपको मार्क्स मिलते हैं, राइट? कि what is an organized money market? So you will write down organized money market consists of. तो मतलब consists of लिखना बहुत जरूरी है. I hope अभी तक सबको याद हो गया हो. RBI, commercial banks, discount and finance house of India, and development financial institutions, commercial banks. This is all my money market, organized money market sector. And the unorganized money sector consists of your indigenous bankers, money lenders, and unregulated non-banking financial intermediaries, right? मैं रेगुलेटेड और अनरेगुलेटेड या ऑर्गेनाइज्ड और अनऑर्गेनाइज्ड में एक सिंपल सा अगर हम मतलब समझने की कोशिश करें, अनऑर्गेनाइज्ड मतलब देयर इज नो pivotal body to actually control or put the rules or to how money is being coming and where it is going, उसके ऊपर कोई कंट्रोल नहीं है, right? That is why this is an unorganized market wherein आपको अपने पैसे की जरूरत है तो आप किसी मनी लेंडर के पास जा सकते हैं. जैसे आपको होता हो आपके घरों में आपकी मेड बोलती है कि मैंने लोन लिया है अपनी बगल वाली बाई से 20%, 30% रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट पे. अभी 20%, 30% रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट कहीं भी नहीं चलता, बट वो एक अनरेगुलेटेड अनऑर्गेनाइज्ड मार्केट है. उसको पैसे की जरूरत थी, उसने क्या किया, 20% रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट से अपनी बगल वाली लेडी जो पैसा उधार देती है उससे उधारी ले ली. नाउ दैट्स अ money lender and it's an unorganized market. So this is what they're trying to say कि indigenous bankers, your money lenders and unregulated non-bank financial intermediaries, these are your unorganized sector. Once we know this, guys, they have tried to tell you that organized market में एक एक चीज को एक्सप्लेन करने की कोशिश करिए. यहाँ यू कैन गेट अ क्वेश्चन विद रिस्पेक्ट टू अ शॉर्ट नोट ऑन ऑर्गेनाइज्ड मार्केट और मे बी फंक्शंस ऑफ RBI. So here we start studying about RBI. So RBI is the central bank of our country and the functions of RBI would be, सबसे बड़ा function है that it is responsible for issuing the currency notes. Right? We not every bank can issue. It is only the central bank of our country, which is the Reserve Bank of India, can issue notes. As per your textbook, they say that 200 crores ka reserve is what RBI needs to maintain, in which 115 crores has to be in the form of gold and 85 crores has to be in the form of foreign currency. So please learn it. Foreign currency and government securities. So one function of RBI, all of us know, is to issue notes or currencies. It is a banker to the government. That is, all transactions of the government, the payment and the receipt is through RBI. So that's what they say. It transacts the business both for the central and state government. It accepts and makes payment on behalf of the government. Bankers Bank, that is it. जितने भी बैंक हैं उनको एक पर्टिकुलर अमाउंट ऑफ पैसा रिजर्व बैंक ऑफ इंडिया में जमा कराना ही पड़ता है. अभी हम आगे पढ़ेंगे, राइट, जिसको हम स्टैट्यूटरी लिक्विडिटी रेशियो के नाम से बोलते हैं. सो दिस इज व्हाट दे से दैट आरबीआई एक्सरसाइजेस कंट्रोल ओवर द कमर्शियल बैंक्स. एवरी शेड्यूल्ड बैंक हैज टू कंपल्सरीली मेंटेन अ सर्टेन अमाउंट ऑफ कैश with the RBI against their demand and time liabilities. डिमांड एंड टाइम लाइबिलिटीज का मतलब हो गया कि आपको जब पैसा चाहिए तब आप पैसा निकाल सकते हो, उसको बोलते हैं डिमांड. और टाइम मतलब एक पर्टिकुलर पीरियड के बाद, जैसे आप एफडी कराते हो तो टाइम. और लाइबिलिटी क्यों? क्योंकि बैंक के पास एक पर्सन ने पैसा जमा कराया है तो बैंक की वो लाइबिलिटी है ना उसको पैसे को लौटाने की, इसलिए लिखा है टाइम एंड डिमांड लाइबिलिटीज. तो शेड्यूल्ड बैंक्स के ऊपर एक रिक्वायरमेंट है, इट्स अ रिक्वायरमेंट, अ सर्टेन मिनिमम ऑफ कैश रिजर्व्स विद द आरबीआई अगेंस्ट द टाइम एंड डिमांड लाइबिलिटीज. बहुत डिफिकल्ट नहीं है गाइज, हम लोग इसको डिफिकल्ट बना देते हैं. सो आरबीआई का फंक्शन क्या हो गया? टू इशू करेंसी. इट इज अ बैंकर टू द गवर्नमेंट. इट इज बैंकर्स बैंक, राइट. इट इज अ कस्टोडियन ऑफ फॉरेन करेंसी. जो भी फॉरेन का पैसा आता है वो आरबीआई में आता है, रिजर्व बैंक में आता है. सो इट्स अ कस्टोडियन ऑफ कंट्रीज फॉरेन एक्सचेंज. इट इज टू मेंटेन द ऑफिशियल रेट ऑफ एक्सचेंज of rupee as well as it has to ensure that remains stable. आज 80 है, कल 90 हो जाए, ऐसा ना हो जाए. It is the work of RBI that by entering and doing. Now for this आपको बहुत सारी इकोनॉमिक्स समझनी पड़ेगी, but as of now it is a work for you to understand is that it is a work of the RBI to maintain the official rate of the rupee as well as ensure its stability, right? Then it is a controller of credit. इसका क्या मतलब है? बहुत सिंपल ढंग से आपको बताने की कोशिश करूंगी, and then you can just look into it. Let us understand it like this. Let's say I'm a bank and I have got 100 rupees. Means let's say A जो है मेरे पास 100 rupees जमा कराता है. Now how does a bank earn revenue? Let us be very clear. Bank earns revenue primarily through the interest, right? इंटरेस्ट इनकम. जैसे इसने मुझे पैसा जमा कराया, इस पर्सन ने मेरे पास पैसा जमा कराया, तो इसको तो मुझे इंटरेस्ट देना पड़ेगा. नाउ यस, डिपॉजिटेड मनी विद मी, देन आई हैव टू पे इंटरेस्ट. नाउ दैट्स नॉट माय इनकम. बट ये जो पैसा मेरे पास आया, इसको जब मैं लोन के फॉर्म में दे देती हूँ, देन आई चार्ज इंटरेस्ट फ्रॉम दी सामने वाला पर्सन, राइट, जिसको मैंने लोन दिया है. सो लेट्स से आई हैव टू पे एन इंटरेस्ट ऑफ 2% या 4%, एंड व्हेन आई गिव अ लोन आई गेट an interest of 10%, then what is the earning of the bank? The difference between that 10% and 4%. That 6% is the earning of the bank. Simple terms में मैंने आपको समझाने की कोशिश करी. So that's the basic or the primary earning of a bank. Okay. Now, I get 100 rupees and I can give loan of 100 rupees. I get 1000 rupees, I can give loan of 1000 rupees. मेरे पे कोई control नहीं है, right? If tomorrow that loan becomes bad, that is the person does not have the capacity to pay, a lot of things. Now in this particular situation, दो खराबियां. एक तो what if it gets bad, then what is going to happen if you're taking money and you're not you're further giving loan, and then you're not able to give this money back to the public at large, the bank gets insolvent, it's going to be a bad situation for the country, right? अब इन सब चीजों को कंट्रोल करनी है. एंड एट द सेम टाइम वी ऑल्सो हैव टू सी टू इट, इफ दीज बैंक्स जिनके पास पैसा आ रहा है, दे स्टार्ट गिविंग लॉट ऑफ लोन्स एट अ in order for the purpose of competition at a lower rate of interest, so lot of money will come to the people. yes or no? उनके हाथों में बहुत सारा पैसा आ जाएगा. पैसा आ जाएगा तो नेक्स्ट इम्पैक्ट क्या होगा? मेरे पास भी पैसा है, जिसके पास भी पैसा है, इन्फ्लेशन के चांसेस है. कैसे? क्योंकि पहले पैसा नहीं था, तो ठीक है मेरे पास ही पैसा है, मैं कितना रेट बढ़ाऊंगा. अभी I have got 10 rupees, he has got 12 rupees, the third person has got 15 rupees. एक चीज जिसकी वर्थ सिर्फ 11 रुपए है, but this person also wants it. अभी वो उसका सप्लाई कम है, but the third person has the capacity to pay 15 rupees. The price of that good for no reason will become 15. So do you understand how inflation comes in? अब ये सब चीजें कंट्रोल करनी, सब इंटरकनेक्टेड है. Are you getting my point? तो ये रेगुलेटेड मार्केट ऑर्गेनाइज स्ट्रक्चर कैसे है? बिकॉज RBI sees to it that we control the credit which can be given by these commercial banks, right? I have 1000, but there should be a limit that how much money I can lend. I should not be allowed to lend that whole 1000 rupees, right? So this is known as a supreme banking power. RBI has the power to influence the volume of credit which the commercial banks can do. I hope मेरे इस simple से example से आपको समझ में आ गया होगा. अब RBI ये चीज कंट्रोल कैसे करती है कि कुछ भी पैसा कमर्शियल बैंक्स ना करें. उनके ऊपर बोलती है कि देखो तुमको जो है एक पर्टिकुलर कैश रिजर्व रेशियो मेरे पास बनाना पड़ेगा, या स्टैट्यूटरी लिक्विडिटी रेशियो. दे मेंटेन दैट दिस इज द अमाउंट ऑफ reserve which you have to have with me. It uses quantitative techniques to maintain it. How? It fixes up the bank rate. Open market operations is like, you'll learn it in detail. Simple सी बात है, it simply controls the credit which can be given by the commercial banks. मैंने एक चीज आपको समझा दी, आगे डिटेल में पढ़ना है तो प्लीज रिक्वेस्ट, आई विल एक्सप्लेन इट टू यू. कितना रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट पे आप लोन दे सकते हो, तो कंट्रोलिंग द बैंक रेट, ओपन मार्केट ऑपरेशंस, fixing up the statutory liquidity ratio, cash reserve ratio, and qualitatively it tries to control by moral suasion, by fixing up the credit rationing. All these are methods and patterns on which RBI tries to control the credit which the commercial bank can give. So I hope by now all of us have learned that the function of RBI is to issue currency. It's a banker to the government. It's a banker's bank. It controls the credit. Exam में कुछ ना याद रहे तो जो मैंने समझाया उसी को समझ लो. So you can just write down it. It controls the credit which can be given by the commercial bank by using qualitative and quantitative methods. Examiner is not asking you to explain those methods, but at least writing them. And yes, these are like, it collects and compiles the statistical information relating to banking. It also does a lot of promotional and development functions like providing security to depositors, extending banking services to semi-urban and rural areas. And the other function is that RBI acts as a clearing agent for settling the accounts between member banks, right? आपस में इस बैंक को पैसा लेना है, इस बैंक को पैसा देना है. RBI is a mediator between the banks. So these are the functions of RBI. So bankers bank, government का bank, controlling the commercial bank की credit देने की काबिलियत, promotional activities or promotional and development functions, collecting information and publication of data, issuing of currency and other functions. And I hope by this time everybody is clear with the functions of RBI. Let us study about commercial banks. मैंने थोड़ी देर पहले ही आपको बताया that what is the function of a bank, right? What is the primary source of income for a bank? To accept deposit and to extend loans. And the difference between the interest is the revenue which the bank generates. So here we are talking about that what are the functions of a commercial bank. So first function of a commercial bank would be to accept deposits, right? Deposits can be demand deposits or time deposit. From examination point of view, you do get 2-marker question. एक लाइन आएगी उसमें से जो आपको होता है ना, give one economic term, तो वहां पर ये time और demand deposit आ जाता है, wherein you have to identify whether it is a demand deposit or a time deposit and then write 2 lines on it. So as the name suggests, demand deposits are deposits which can be withdrawn on demand. So that's why they are known as demand deposits, right? They are in the form of your current account or a saving account. Normal saving account जो आप बैंक में खोलते हो, जब मन चाहता है उसमें से पैसे निकाल सकते हो, या आप जो current account खोलते हो, जब आपको वहां से पैसा देना होता है, that's known as a demand deposit. So you're depositing in the bank, and as and when you want, you can withdraw money from it. That's known as demand deposit. Time deposit is when you are actually depositing for a particular period. अब ये एक FD की तरह हो सकता है या recurring deposit हो सकता है. FD में you deposit money at one time and then after a particular period of time you get that money with interest. You want to redeposit and get another FD done, you can do that. So fixed deposit is one of the kind of time deposit wherein the money is deposited for a particular period of time, right? Recurring deposit on the other hand would be wherein you have to keep on paying a certain sum of money for a particular number of months or period, and then you get it after a maturity, that money which you have regularly deposited. That's known as recurring deposit. So demand deposit and time deposit आप समझ गए. Demand deposit is you can withdraw money as and when you want. आपके दिमाग में क्या आना चाहिए? Saving account and current account. Saving account an individual can open. Current account can be opened by people who are into business. So this is what they are trying to tell you. Saving account एक trader भी open कर सकता है, but usually if current account has got more benefits, it's like wherein you can actually आपको OD facility भी मिल जाती है with respect to having a current account. So that's why a current account is usually opened by businessmen or corporations, and saving accounts are usually opened by normal individuals. A trader can also have a saving account. So saving account, current account are demand deposit. And time deposits are deposits which are for a particular period of time. आप बीच में से पैसा withdraw नहीं कर सकते. एक time खत्म होने के बाद ही पैसा withdraw कर सकते हैं. अब वो fixed deposit जैसा हो सकता है या recurring deposit जैसा हो सकता है. Recurring deposit में you have to keep on depositing a fixed amount of money for a specified period of time and then you can take it up after the maturity. And fixed deposit में आप एक lump sum पैसा जमा करते हो एक ही time पे, and then after a particular period expires you can take that money along with the interest. Then so commercial bank का काम क्या हो गया? To accept deposit, to give loans, right? Deposit कितने तरीके के हो गए? दो तरीके के, time deposit and demand deposit. Then loans, variety of loans can be given. Commercial banks mobilize savings and जैसे मैंने आपको बताया पैसा जो आता है उसी को वो लोन दे देते हैं for various purposes. It can be for setting up a business, it can be for buying a vehicle, it can be for buying a house. So various purposes the bank can give you a loan for a particular period, charge you interest, and that's known as the activity of providing loans and advances. It gives various ancillary functions or performs various ancillary functions like transfer of funds है, collection of money है, standing instruction दे देते हैं बैंक की बच्चे की फीस इस particular time पर हम दे देते हैं बैंक को कि this should be transferred to the college. Now that's one of the functions of the bank, an ancillary function which a bank is performing for us. मुझको पैसा transfer करना है, I use the bank for the purpose of doing that, demand drafts and all. So these are ancillary functions. Then very important, credit creation is one of the most important function of a bank. Now what is credit creation? Credit create कर रहे हैं हम लोग. Okay? यहाँ पे कुछ चीजें लिखी हुई हैं कि credit creation is an important function. They are creators of credit. How? Demand and time deposit constitute the primary deposits of a bank. Right? After meeting the reserve requirements out of the net and time liabilities, मतलब आपके पास जो पैसा जमा कराया लोगों ने in the form of time deposit or in the form of demand deposit मतलब saving account है या आपके पास current account है बैंक के पास, और time deposit मतलब FD है, recurring deposit है. अब ये क्या कहना चाह रहा है? That after meeting the reserve requirement, मतलब वो जो आपके पास demand deposit आया उसमें से जो RBI को आपको एक SLR या CRR बनाना है, cash reserve ratio बनाना है. So after meeting out those reserve requirement, ये जो balance है, let's say मेरे पास 100 rupees deposits आए, demand या time deposit, उसमें से let's say 20 मुझे RBI को जमा करना है, तो 80 जो है that money I can give it as loans. This is what they're trying to say. ठीक है? The secondary deposit or derivative deposits are created out of the loans given by the bank. Now what do they mean by that? Derivative deposits are created by the bank. इसका क्या मतलब हो गया? हम अपने ही एग्जाम्पल से इसको समझते हैं. So हमारे पास 100 रुपीज आया था, हमने 20 रुपीज RBI में जो जमा करने रिजर्व रिक्वायरमेंट है वो हमने पूरी कर दी. अभी जो 80 आया है इस 80 का मैंने लोन दे दिया. राइट गाइज, ये जो 80 का मैंने लोन दिया है मैं आदमी को पैसा नहीं दे रही हूँ. आई एम नॉट गिविंग कैश. नाउ दिस मनी व्हेन आई गिव लोन टू मिस्टर बी, आई एम गिविंग लोन टू द बैंक ऑफ मिस्टर बी, राइट, व्हिच दैट पर्सन कैन विड्रॉ फॉर व्हाटएवर पर्पसेस दैट पर्सन हैज टेकन लोन फॉर. नाउ ये जो डिपॉजिट आया था उसको मैंने लोन के फॉर्म में दिया, बट दैट लोन आई हैव गिवन टू अनदर बैंक ऑफ द पर्सन हु हैज आस्क्ड फॉर द लोन. Don't you think this becomes a deposit, a secondary deposit being created by the bank? Yes, that's what they're trying to say. I hope everybody has understood this. So they're trying to explain now the procedure. In short, the commercial banks create deposits out of the loans, thereby lending to creation of credit. Right? Now, they have given some logos to us. I hope everybody understands commercial banking function, accepting deposit, giving loans, ancillary functions, and credit creation. और credit creation में मैंने जानबूझ के I've stuck to the language of your textbook so that you understand what credit creation is and what do you mean by secondary deposits. ये exam में question आता है. Now, what is a cooperative bank? Cooperative bank means they are formed under a particular statute, that is they are formed under the Cooperative Credit Societies Act, Cooperative banks supplement the efforts of commercial banks by meeting the credit need of local population. It helps to cater to the needs of local and medium income groups. So that's what you can say a cooperative bank. Cooperative bank may they have given you the tier cooperative credit structure, that is state level पे state cooperative bank, then there's a district central cooperative bank, and then there's a primary level पे primary cooperative bank. So cooperative banks are banks which are set up under a particular statute, that is Cooperative Credit Societies Act. They fulfill the needs of small and medium income groups, and the three tiers of the cooperative banks, that is at the state level, at the district level, and at the lower level, that is a primary level. Now comes up the DFIs, that is the Development Financial Institution. They help in the development of industry, agriculture. Industrial Finance Corporation of India was the first financial institution which was set up for a particular purpose. इसीलिए these are known as with a different name. These are development financial institutions set up with a particular purpose, right? And to give long-term financial and medium-term assistance. So the purpose of these organization is very specific. Okay, and NABARD is set up only for the purpose of catering to the agricultural and rural development of the country. So these banks which are set up, DFIs which are set up with a particular purpose, right? Next, Discount and Finance Houses of India. These were set up in 1988. They are jointly owned by the RBI, the Public Sector Bank, and the financial institutions to provide liquidity to the money market. So guys, I think by now all of us have understood the organized market. It is consisting of RBI, it is consisting of commercial banks, it is consisting of cooperative banks, it is consisting of DFIs, development financial institutions, and it is consisting of discount and finance houses of India. Now guys, let's talk about the unorganized sector. Unorganized sector consists of indigenous bankers, the money lenders, and the unregulated non-banking financial intermediaries. So let us first talk about the indigenous bankers. Guys, आपको ये समझना चाहिए ये unregulated हैं, unorganized हैं, तो इसका मतलब इन पे कोई कंट्रोल नहीं है. ये जो भी मन चाहे वो रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट चार्ज कर सकते हैं, और these rate of interest can differ also from place to place. लॉजिकल है क्योंकि कोई कंट्रोल नहीं. तो इसी चीज से दिमाग में हमेशा ये रहना चाहिए that unorganized sector पे कोई कंट्रोल नहीं है. They can charge any rate of interest and it can differ from place to place. So on that note, indigenous bankers हैं, money lenders हैं. Indigenous bankers are intermediaries that function similar to the banks. उनका काम है to give short-term credit instruments such as hundi. Hundi क्या होता है? Promissory notes हैं written in regional languages. अब उनको लिखना allowed नहीं है, but anyways, so indigenous bankers are financial intermediaries who work like banks. The rate of interest differs from market to market, and they are mostly confined to certain social strata, and they are an important source of funds in an unbanked and provide loan facilities for agricultural, trade and industry, right? So indigenous bankers के बारे में एक short note लिखना हो. So these are intermediaries that perform functions similar to a bank. The interest which they charge is may differ from market to market. It is catering to a certain social strata, and it is giving loan for particular purposes like agriculture, trade and industry. And they are an important source in unbanked area. Unbanked area मतलब जहाँ बैंक नहीं है, जहाँ पैसा जमा नहीं कराते हो, उनके लिए ये एक बहुत अच्छा तरीका है कि ये लोग वही काम करते हैं जो बैंक करता है, लोगों से पैसा लेते होंगे बैंक के जैसा, और फिर उनको उसी पैसे के ऊपर लोन देते होंगे फॉर अ पर्टिकुलर पर्पस. सो दिस इज एन इंडिजिनस बैंकर. जो ये लोग इंस्ट्रूमेंट यूज करते हैं, शॉर्ट टर्म क्रेडिट इंस्ट्रूमेंट इशू करते हैं, उसको हम हुंडी बोलते हैं. तो आई होप वी आर वेरी क्लियर. याद हो गया, it caters to a particular social strata, it helps, it's a very good source of providing credit to unbanked areas, and it gives helps providing loans directly to sectors like agriculture, trade and industry. They do the same function, they are intermediaries, they do the same function as a बैंक. और जो लोग शॉर्ट टर्म क्रेडिट इंस्ट्रूमेंट इशू करते हैं उसका नाम हुंडी होता है. तो ये 4-5 चीजें याद हो गई. कमिंग अप टू मनी लेंडर्स, दे यूजुअली ऑपरेट इन विलेजेस. जमींदार जैसे लोग हो गए जहां पर वो लोग एक पर्टिकुलर अमाउंट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट आपसे चार्ज करते हैं फॉर द मनी विच दे गिव यू. सो द लोन्स आर प्रोवाइडेड बाय द मनी लेंडर्स, not essentially for a purpose like ki agriculture. They can give you for an unproductive purpose also. So money lenders give you money for a productive or an unproductive purpose, and in place of that they charge you a rate of interest. Of course, these money lenders are not a great idea, so RBI is trying to control them. Coming up to unregulated non-bank financial intermediaries are, I think, chit funds. कोई भी चिट फंड खुल जाता है, आप उसके अंदर पैसे जमा करो. These are all जो रेगुलेटेड नहीं है, जो आरबीआई के नॉर्म्स के अंदर, बैंकिंग नॉर्म्स के अंदर नहीं बना हुआ है. These are all non-banking financial intermediaries like chit funds और निधि और लोन फंड्स. इनके अंदर how do I put in, किटी खेलते हैं आप. किटी, तो किटी में कैसा होता है, पीपल कम टुगेदर, दे पुट इन मनी, राइट, एंड जिसकी भी ड्रॉ निकलता है, जिसकी भी चिट निकलती है, उसको पैसा मिल जाता है, राइट. वो एक अनरेगुलेटेड तरीका है पैसा जनरेट करने का. इसको आप इस तरीके से समझो, 5 लोग 10 लोग हैं, सबने मिलके 10-10 हज़ार रुपए जमा किए. एक जन का नाम निकाला, जिसका भी नाम निकला तो 10 × 10,000, 1 लाख रुपया मिल गया. अभी उसको बैंक से जाके लोन नहीं मिलता, लेकिन ये एक अनरेगुलेटेड मार्केट है जहाँ पे वो 10 लोग मिले, उन्होंने पैसा डाला और जिसकी भी चिट निकली उसको वो पैसा मिल गया. सो दिस इज एन अनरेगुलेटेड मार्केट. यहाँ पे रिस्क है कि अगर कल को उसमें से एक आदमी ने पैसा नहीं दिया तो दैट पर्सन कैन नॉट गो अप टू एनीबडी कि भाई help me, I have not recovered this money, because this was between you guys. You came up together and you contributed money, and then you took out a chit and one of the person got that money, right? I hope once you understand this concept of kitty, you will understand what these chit funds do, right? So these are unregulated financial, non-bank financial intermediaries who are there and helping with the needs of, I should say, money of the individuals. Now, these are certain terms which they have tried to explain to us. Following are instruments that are traded in the money market, that is call or notice money market. When money is borrowed or lent for a day, एक दिन के लिए जब पैसा lent होता है, it is known as call money. When money is borrowed or lent for more than a day, up to 14 days, it is known as notice money. तो ये शॉर्ट नोट में आ सकता है. तो नोटिस मनी मोर देन अ डे के लिए ऐसा जो लेंट होता है, बट लेस देन 15 days, दैट्स नोटिस मनी. व्हेन इट इज लेंट फॉर अ डे, देन इट इज नोन एज कॉल मनी. ट्रेजरी बिल्स आर इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स जो आरबीआई इशू करता है ऑन बिहाफ ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट टू मीट द टेम्पररी और द immediate requirements, then that's known as a treasury bill. Commercial papers are unsecured promissory notes which are issued by the primary dealers or the, I should say, the all India financial intermediaries. They are for a period of more than 90 days to 364 days. So these are commercial papers are most important. They're unsecured promissory note and they have a fixed maturity period, as I told you, between like 90 to 364 days. Coming up to certificate of deposits, they are unsecured negotiable instruments in bearer form issued by commercial banks and development financial institution. Commercial bills, they are short-term negotiable and self-liquidating instruments with low risk. सो मनी मार्केट में किस तरीके के इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स इशू होते हैं? कमर्शियल बिल्स, दे आर शॉर्ट बिल्स, नेगोशिएबल एंड सेल्फ लिक्विडेटिंग, सर्टिफिकेट ऑफ डिपॉजिट्स, commercial papers, certificate of deposits, these are both unsecured. ठीक है, मैं इसकी डिटेलिंग में नहीं जा रही हूँ, बट they are issued for a short term period, and you have got treasury bills, and you have got call money and notice money. कॉल मनी एक दिन के लिए हो गया, नोटिस मनी 14 दिन से कम दिन के लिए हो गया, नोटिस मनी हो गया. नाउ गाइज, कमिंग अप टू द रोल ऑफ मनी मार्केट इन इंडिया. So it caters to the short-term requirements of the borrowers. It is facilitating the better management. It is facilitating better management of the liquidity and money in the economy by the monetary authority, right? जिसकी वजह से it helps in bringing about the economic stability of the country. छोटे टाइम पीरियड के लिए पैसा आपसे ले लिया, लोगों के हाथ में, जैसे मैंने बोला ना, ज्यादा पैसा होता तो इन्फ्लेशन हो सकता था. सो इट हेल्प्स यू टू stabilize and develop the economy. A money market deals with different types of financial instruments that are designed to suit the risk and return preferences of the investors. This enables the investor to hold a portfolio of different kind of financial assets. So portfolio manage करने में, liquidity manage करने में, short term requirement के लिए, equilibrating mechanism through rational allocation of resources and mobilization of savings into investment channel. Money market helps to bring about an equilibrium between the demand and supply of short-term funds. राइट तरीके से फंड्स को मोबिलाइज करके आपकी जो डिमांड सप्लाई ऑफ शॉर्ट टर्म फंड्स है उसको इक्विलिब्रियम में लाने की कोशिश करती है. इट हेल्प्स टू फुलफिल द फाइनेंशियल रिक्वायरमेंट्स, द शॉर्ट टर्म फाइनेंशियल रिक्वायरमेंट्स ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट. Right, so just a second. Next, monetary policy is implemented by the central bank. It aims at managing the quantity of money in order to meet the requirements of different sectors of the economy. A well-developed money market ensures that we are able to successfully implement this monetary policy, right? And yes, it economizes the use of cash. This has been a question in the exam. Money market deals with financial instruments that are close substitutes of money and they are not actual money. So it helps you to economize cash, right? Thus, cash की जगह आप इन instruments का इस्तेमाल कर सकते हो. That's how it is helping you to economize cash. Yes, it brings about the overall growth of the country, the industry and the trade. अब मुझे याद करना हो तो कैसे याद करें मनी मार्केट के क्या फायदे हैं. सो मनी मार्केट हमने पहले पढ़ा था. मनी मार्केट इज फॉर द पर्पस ऑफ टेकिंग केयर ऑफ योर शॉर्ट टर्म नीड्स. तो इसका मतलब इट इज टेकिंग केयर ऑफ द शॉर्ट टर्म नीड्स ऑफ द पीपल वांटिंग, or you can say people की जगह borrowers, right? So it is meeting the short term requirements at a reasonable or realistic prices. That's the first function, right? It is catering to the short-term requirements of the borrowers. It is bringing about liquidity management, how it is helping to stabilize the economy and develop the economy by facilitating and managing the liquidity and money in the economy. It is helping to develop a portfolio because there are various instruments which, depending on the risk which a person can take, they can decide upon the instruments where they want to invest. By the management of the demand and supply of the short term funds, it is bringing about the equilibrium. तो इक्विलिब्रियम आ रहा है, डेवलप पोर्टफोलियो मैनेजमेंट हो रहा है, लिक्विडिटी मैनेजमेंट हो रहा है, शॉर्ट टर्म रिक्वायरमेंट्स पूरी हो रही हैं. It is bringing about the growth of industry and economy. It is helping to economize cash. 6 चीजें हो गई याद. Economization of cash and development of the country. And yes, for the proper implementation of monetary policy, if the money market is properly developed, it becomes easier to implement it. And that's what they write, that it aims at managing the quantity of money in order to meet the requirements of different sectors of the economy and to increase the pace of economic growth. So a well-developed money market ensures successful implementation of monetary policy. Guys, ये सारी points को मैं emphasize इसलिए कर रही हूँ, reasoning और assertion में आता है. Money market implementation of a monetary policy is easy if the money market is developed. Yes, it is true. What will be the reasoning? Yes, it guides the central bank to develop appropriate rate of interest. It manages the quantity of money which is required for the different sectors of the country. That would be the reason. It economizes cash, yes, because the money market is as good as near money. So it helps the use of cash. It is helping you to, maintain equilibrium. Yes, it is helping you to maintain equilibrium because it is telling you the rational allocation of resources and mobilization of funds helps you to stabilize the equilibrium between the demand and supply for short-term funds. ये बहुत ज़्यादा examination में आता है, guys. I think for today we should limit ourselves till here. In the next class, we'll be talking about the problems and we'll be talking about the capital market. Till then, if you have actually understood as to whatever I've taught and you've enjoyed it, then please do not keep it to yourself. Share it with your friends and do comment and like. And if you have not subscribed to our channel, then do subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much. See you in my next class.